Pukeology Podcast, where science meets your hilarious puke stories and the tips and tricks to stop that up-chuckle that you need.
You never know what's going to spew out of her mouth. Here's
my mama,
Dr. Puke.
Hi ladies, I bet you're pregnant and can't stop saying, why am I so tired all the time? Well, if you're already a mom, you're probably already tired. But if you're a superwoman who's growing a baby inside your belly, then this Doctor Podcast by yours truly is about to lay down the science behind pregnancy exhaustion in all 3 trimesters and how to naturally boost your energy levels while being pregnant and safe. All in today's Pregnancy Pukeology Podcast, episode 65. Why do I feel tired while pregnant? Do you want no more morning sickness, pregnancy nausea, or how about no more headaches or migraines? Visit our sponsor, nomonausea.com, the only natural way to instantly stop your worst nausea, vomiting, or headaches now, and get 25% off with the code PUKE25. That's PUKE 25. Or just place your No More Nausea band on your baby registry for your delivery bag at Bye Bye Baby. Get it shipped for free in just 2 days as an Amazon Prime vendor because they have ones for little kids too, like No More Nausea Kids and No More Sleepless Nights. And who doesn't want a great night's sleep while pregnant? Or you can just buy it at my favorite place, your local Walmart store. Do you have pregnancy humor that may just make you want to pee your pants? Like you don't have to pee all the time anyway, with hilarious stories like Damp Dog, Mickey D's Puke Please, and Pregnancy Test That I Aced. If you want to learn more about your pregnancy, humor and knowledge is the key to help you survive these 9 months. And just know we're in this together. Today, you will learn the science behind why you feel this sense of exhaustion while you're pregnant in all 3 trimesters and what exactly does it mean. Plus, get 3 natural ways to boost your energy levels that's safe and effective during pregnancy so you can stop being such a sleeping beauty. All today's Pregnancy Pukeology Podcast, episode 65. Why am I so tired?
The science of puke, pukeology.
While pregnancy can be exciting, it comes with some challenges, and fatigue is no exception. Pregnancy fatigue starts early in your pregnancy and goes a long way until pretty much late in your pregnancy, but for different reasons. Pregnancy exhaustion may make you feel like you need to stay in bed all the time, and we're going to talk about different causes of fatigue from the first trimester all the way through to the 3rd trimester and what you can help to avoid in your diet that may just make you want to sleep all the time anyway. When I personally start feeling fatigued while I was pregnant, it didn't really come as a surprise. Usually fatigue is as early as the 1st week of pregnancy. The truth is that it's perfectly normal to experience pregnancy exhaustion a week after you conceive. Fatigue, also known as extreme tiredness, is actually a good sign that you could be pregnant, and most women actually find out that they're pregnant because they're just so tired and their spouses, their boyfriends, or their mates are always saying, why am I so exhausted? And usually the answer is, hey now, you might be pregnant. Approximately 6 out of 10 women experience extreme fatigue during the 3rd trimester, and that too is very normal. Now, it can be for different reasons, like being tired because you just can't get comfortable, but on the other hand, you are creating a baby, and just in case you haven't known, during the last few weeks of pregnancy, the baby's brain is actually doubling in size each week after 36 weeks. So it's important that we cook those beautiful babies in as long as physically possible. Now, how long will pregnancy fatigue last? During the 1st trimester, fatigue tends to be extreme. You spend most of your time napping or lying around or not doing really anything constructive, but it reduces during your 2nd trimester, which comes with a boost in energy levels so that you can get a bunch of stuff done. However, fatigue returns during the 3rd trimester and lasts until you finally give birth. So why do I feel tired when I'm pregnant? Fatigue during pregnancy suggests that your body produces pregnancy hormones that are required to help your baby grow. Here are the reasons why you feel so tired when you're pregnant, also known as the causes of fatigue in early pregnancy. Increased levels of circulating pregnancy hormones like progesterone that make you feel extra sleepy. Progesterone also for your ligaments and all of your birthing canals, they actually increase, and it is known as the pregnancy relaxation hormone. I say that because it even relaxes the valve that sits on the top, also known as your gastric valve. So it's the cardiac valve inside of your gastric system that is actually relaxed. And that's also the reason why, ladies, you have increased morning sickness as well as acid reflux, because the cap that usually sits on top of your stomach, if you want to think of it like that, is nice and open and it's more relaxed because of progesterone. So with that increase of progesterone, you might have increased morning sickness. And it's actually been found that there is a higher risk of having increased morning sickness with girls versus boys. Now, with this increased morning sickness, you don't have to worry about morning sickness anymore with nausea. So it actually combines essential oil, acupressure, and distraction technology all together in a waterproof, stylish, elastic band that you can use throughout your entire pregnancy, and know that it's about 80% effective at helping that. Now, it won't decrease your progesterone levels, so it won't decrease your acid reflux, but what it will do is help to move food down faster. And then when smelled, the fastest way into your brain is through your nose, and it'll help you to make those hormones to tell your body, I'm not sick. And if you have more hormones that are telling your body I'm not sick, or that they're distracted, you won't have bad morning sickness. Now, having chronic morning sickness will make it a challenge, okay? To eat well, to feel re-energized, and things of that nature. So usually morning sickness is the second cause of fatigue because you're just not eating the right things at the right time, and you're not digesting them as fast enough as you used to. Remember, digestion actually slows down during pregnancy. Why? Because it doesn't want to be a high-speed train whenever it's passing through. It wants to absorb as much nutrients as possible. So it becomes a very slow locomotive. Now, something else you might also encounter during your early trimester is you start to get constipation. Well, constipation is normal, but you can combat that with a nice stool softener when you take that with your prenatal vitamins. And of course, prenatal vitamins, either you love them or you hate them, but you still got to take them, is because of the fact that they have a higher amount of different components that will stop you up. Now, if you are questioning, what is a good prenatal vitamin? Or even, why should I take prenatal vitamins? Go check out episode 3. It's called Why Take Prenatal Vitamins, and you'll find out all the cool reasons why. The third is sharing micronutrients, such as iron, with your growing baby, and that reduces your actual storage of energy components, and it makes you feel exhausted. So the micronutrients that you get from foods and that you hold on to, like your body usually uses for just itself for storage, is now freely or willy-nilly giving it up to your baby. So you are actually contributing to your baby's growth and development all through the things that you ingest and consume. I just made up a new word, congest and consume. I just did it twice. So now, what are the causes of fatigue late in the pregnancy? Well, late in pregnancy, the baby bump in pregnancy symptoms creates these obnoxious kind of feelings, okay? So by the way, not everyone loves being pregnant. So if you're one of those ladies secretly like me, I did not like pregnancy. I got lower back pain, restless leg syndrome, and very bad cramps in my feet and in my toes. And this made it very hard for me to sleep, making you feel super exhausted. Now, ladies, if that sounds like you, it's okay. I got you. Nomo Sleepless Nights is the first essential oil infused acupressure device that you actually wear that will help you make your own sleep hormones, put you off to sleep faster, and keep you asleep longer. So you're making more melatonin. Have your body work for itself. And you can always find that on nomowristbands.com, or you can grab it from any of your local stores like CVS or Walmart. Your baby is secondarily adding weight fast. So carrying this extra weight makes you feel exhausted earlier. Think of it like this. Your muscles that you normally have that makes you walk around, if you were to add 25, 30, 40, 60, 80 pounds extra, that's like carrying 40 pounds of dumbbells or strapping weights to your body, and you're moving around. So your muscles are going to be more sore and you are going to feel more tired. Just like if you strap 40 pounds of bricks to your back and you're constantly walking around with it, you're going to feel it in the end. So that extra weight that the baby is carrying is that third reason why you feel it in the late trimester. And then of course, last but certainly not least, you have so many responsibilities. You have a job. Some of you are working women like myself, taking care of yourself and children that you already have. This further increases the fatigue in the third trimester. And it's actually been studied and been shown that women who have a second child are actually more exhausted. They just can't do anything about it. The napping has been decreased at least, and especially if you have a baby within 2 years apart. Now, the stress that comes with preparing for your baby, such as shopping lists and baby names and leaving all of these things, causes fatigue on the mind and also mommy brain. And yes, mommy brain is a real thing. And I make mention of this because a lot of women just think, oh, I'm just losing my mind. No, you're not losing your mind. It's actually a common phenomenon called baby brain, which your brain changes while you are making a baby and doesn't return back to normal until the baby is about 2 years old. So this forgetfulness is not just you making things up and can't remember where your keys are or where your phone is. Instead, it's an actual chemical process. Now, if you want more information about it, I know it's super exciting and really interesting. Go check out episode 32. It's called Pregnancy Brain. Okay, we talk all about it. And I want to make sure that you guys understand that it's not you. We're all the same. And talking about more pregnancy stories, let's get into some funny ones so we feel just a little bit better.
Growing up on a Tuesday? One puke story.
My husband and I used to, not since this episode, take 2 dogs regularly to the lake to go swimming and play fetch. When we were done and we were all loaded back into the car on the way home, the smell of damp dogs was just way too overwhelming. I was the one driving and we were on a 1-lane road with a huge ditch on one side and oncoming traffic to the other. There was no towel, no cup, or anything to vomit into. And on top of that, we were in the process of selling the car. I couldn't just throw up in there. Oh no. So I did the only thing that I could do or think of, which was to pull the neck of my shirt out and vomit down it. I was wearing my swimsuit underneath, but I just totally threw up all over my stomach. My husband was pretty horrified, and only after the fact did he suggest that I might have rolled down my window because it would have been easier to just wash down the car. It was really not funny at the time, but as I type it out, I just had to laugh. Oh, the joys of pregnancy. Thanks hooves in your face, HOOVESNYOURFACE. Thank you for that hilarious puke story. Girl, keep them coming because I know all about it. When I was pregnant with my first, I had gone through the McDonald's drive-thru and ordered 2 hash browns, a sausage egg sandwich, and a detectable rarity for me. As I was driving down the highway on my way to school, I felt the urge to barf come all over me. I got the sweats and was really shaky, so I looked for a place I could pull over. No such luck. I was stuck in inner city traffic, unable to get over. I looked for something like a bag to puke in and nothing. All while the urge is becoming unbearable and I'm trying to hold in this vomit in my mouth. I heave again and it all came spewing out. All over me, all over my car, all over my report. I turned around and went home. It was bad and I was mortified. I'm positive someone saw me blow chunks all over myself in the highway. Thanks, Mad Maverick, MAD_MAVERIK, for that hilarious puke story. The first time, 6 days after my period was due, I decided to be a brave girl and buy a test. Yes, a pregnancy test. The closest place you could buy one was a large drugstore down the street, one of the ones with perfume counters near the front door. Walked in, all in denial, like, me, pregnant, what? We're not even trying. I'm just late. And it was hit by the first wall of heat coming from the other door of the heating machine, then the smell of 10,000 perfume samples. Heaved furiously on their welcome mat on the spot. They were very nice, brought me water, refused to let me clean it up, and had me sit down with a cold wet paper towel on my forehead. And then when I finally got up to pick up my test, the woman at the register looked at it, looked at me, looked at the wet, smelly welcome mat, and said, "Are you sure you don't want to just save your money? I really don't think you need this." I bought it anyway, and guess what? I was pregnant and aced that test. Thanks for your hilarious puke story. Now, do you have a funny pregnancy story that you just can't wait to share? Send it to me, Pukeology, Pukeology @nomonausea.com. That's NOMONAUSEA.com. Or tweet me @Pukeology so we can all have a good laugh.
Tips and tricks to stop the up-chuckle that you need.
So what can I do to feel better? I'm exhausted all day, all the time. Okay, well, pregnancy fatigue might not disappear completely, but there are a few things that you can do and things that you can avoid to feel better and to get much more energized. Number 1, eat healthy foods that boost your energy. Following a healthy diet rich in anti-inflammatory diet can help you to feel re-energized while you're pregnant. That means a lot of omega fatty acids like fish. Now, again, remember, I can't tell you to eat all fish, okay? We want to stay away from the very large fish that live big in the sea, things like kingfish and mackerel, stuff like that, because of the fact of the high mercury content. And if you're wondering what other food products to avoid while you're pregnant, we give a whole list of them in episode 5, Foods to Avoid While Pregnant. But the foods that you should be eating are things that are good in omega fatty acids, nuts, different types of omegas like fish. Smaller fish are good in smaller portions. Things like fruits, vegetables, items that have high fiber, a low-fat diet with lots of iron and proteins. Now, I don't just mean proteins like, hey, you have to eat a cow, you have to eat chicken, things like that. Other things like beans and lentils, very rich in proteins. Any green leafy vegetables as well. And those will actually help you to decrease your morning sickness as well. Trust me, I do lots of outside research on nausea and vomiting. So I am literally like the puke queen. I know so much more about what are the great things that you should be eating. So instead of me just going through all of them right now, let me send you back to episode 16, what you should be eating in pregnancy. It really will change your whole idea on what you should be eating, because remember, your baby is a part of you and they are eating what you're eating. Remember to remain hydrated during your pregnancy. This will also help to decrease constipation. Remember, you should be drinking water, lots and lots of water. Avoid processed foods like white bread. It will make you sleepier. Why? Because these high carbohydrates in the food, those are rapidly digested. So once they're digested, boom, you just want to sleep. You want to take a nap. You want to rest. But things that keep you fuller longer and actually take longer to process, like proteins, are the ones that are going to be steadily keeping your blood sugar in the exact same method and modality inside of your bloodstream. Okay? Also, you can avoid caffeinated drinks. We always tell you, you are allowed 1 cup of coffee or 1 caffeinated beverage, but if you can just kick it all out, do it, okay? Drinking natural things, adding a little bit of some fruits to your water so that it gives you that energy. They say the things that are citrus in nature when smelled actually give you a little energy boost. So maybe adding some lemon water. Those are also great to help to flush out your kidneys and your liver, but also oranges and limes, anything in that citrulline type of branch. Speaking of smelling things, you can have peppermint oil, believe it or not, increases because of the cooling sensation that you feel when you wear the No More Nausea band that has peppermint oil, a medical quantity of peppermint oil in it, but also when you smell it. Peppermint comes with a beautiful entity called a menthol. Menthol is an alcohol base that actually comes from peppermint oil naturally. And so when you smell it, it gives you that energy, okay? Another type of stimulant, you can have natural stimulants, things that like increase your body. Again, remember, not too much, but green teas and stuff are a lot less. They carry about half of the amount of caffeine that something like coffee would. And remember to stay away from things like ginseng because they will interfere with your sleep pattern and may make you kind of moody. Instead, drink adequate amounts of water, fruits, and believe it or not, watermelon. Watermelon has lots of fruit, but it's also it has a lot of juice in it. So think it's keeping you hydrated all at the same time. And ladies, it's actually what we call a negative calorie food because it is wonderful for you. It actually takes your body more to digest a watermelon than it does for you to consume it. So it's very, very, very low calories and it tastes great, especially during these upcoming summer months. Number 2, let's exercise regularly. I'm not talking about doing anything crazy. If you have never run before, do not go sign up for a marathon when you're pregnant. But if you were a runner before, you might want to get a nice strapped pregnancy band that goes up underneath of your stomach. But I will tell you, exercise regularly. You can still do everything that you did when you were not pregnant while you were pregnant with moderation. Okay, during the first trimester, doctors tell you do not pick up more than 20 pounds of weight. And that is for your safety as well as decreasing the risk of having a miscarriage. And remember that whenever you're doing weight training, if you were a person that did weight training before, just do higher reps, okay? Higher reps and less weight. You still will get tone, I promise, but you just won't be so focused on a heavy weight because you can strain yourself, and especially during the third trimester when you have a lot of relaxin, which is a hormone that opens up your hips, it opens up the round ligament, gets everything down there ready for the birth canal. You can pull something very, very easily. So I just want to throw that out there. But performing exercise daily is great for the body and great for the mind too. It releases oxytocin. It releases these good, happy hormones that your body needs. And not only that, but aerobic exercise. It will reduce the fatigue during pregnancy. So do something that's what's considered low impact. Get on a cycle bike, okay? Anything that you can do to reduce impact on your knees, your hips, all that other stuff, especially your lower back during your third trimester. Go swimming. It's an amazing exercise and it's very cardiovascular and it feels good because the baby's inside of water and so are you too. Number 3, be sure that you get an adequate amount of sleep. Ladies, listen up. Gentlemen, husbands, listen up. Sleeping for at least 8 hours a day while pregnant reduces fatigue. Take naps. You heard me. Nap attack it. I think I need to make a shirt. Take 15 to 20 minute naps during the day when you can will help to rejuvenate your body. Listen to yourself. If your body's saying, I'm exhausted, don't just keep pushing through it. You're tired. It's okay to be tired. However, avoid taking really long naps, okay? Because then they'll make it hard for you to fall asleep at night and make you feel more fatigued. I will also tell you to kick out the blue light, okay? Don't use your computer, don't use your phones, don't watch television about 45 minutes before you go to sleep because your brain waves are still activated. Not just your eyes, but your brain waves literally will not let you get into that good REM sleep. So basically, kick it all out and go start reading a good book. Okay. And yes, I don't mean in your Kindle, I mean a physical paperback book. The paperback books actually help because it'll help your eyes to adjust and you will be able to go to sleep faster or just do what all of us doctors do. And go grab No Sleepless Nights, okay? It is made for children right now, but it fits women with small wrists, and we will be coming out with an adult band very, very soon. So when can I see a doctor, or when should I see a doctor? Well, while pregnancy fatigue is normal, there is a condition that can be caused, such as anemia or hypothyroidism. In anemia, you have a very low hemoglobin count, so you are even more exhausted because your body cannot move around the amount of oxygen it needs. And in hypothyroidism, your thyroid, which is located below what's considered your neck area, if you notice in hypothyroidism, the thyroid is what releases a lot of your energizing hormones. And if you do not have enough of the thyroid hormones being released, you will be sluggish. So those are the two reasons that if the experience persists, like the fatigue while you're pregnant just will not go away, go see your doctor, go see your OBGYN and talk to them about it. He or she can take some tests, they'll do a blood work, and you can finally establish what is the cause of the constant fatigue. I want to thank you, Sleeping Beauties, for giving me this wonderful time to be able to talk about exhaustion during pregnancy in all 3 trimesters and offer some great tips for natural ways to boost your energy levels while you're pregnant. Now, if you loved Pregnancy Pukeology Podcast, let me know, please, with 5-star ratings or hearts for likes. And don't forget to download this episode. But more importantly, share it with all your Prego friends. Thanks again for listening to Pregnancy Pukeology Podcast, episode 65, Why Do I Feel Tired When Pregnant? Until next time, pregnant ladies.
Pukeology Podcast, edutainment at its finest.